Hey, how's it going? Just setting up the stream and then I'll be right there. Hey, how's it going? Just setting up the stream and I'll be right there. All right, can you guys hear me all right? Is this too loud or is it good? I'm just looking at my chat right now, seeing if there's anybody there. Tell me if it's all right. Oh, that's like an echo. Yeah, I don't know what's causing that echo. Oh. Maybe I do. I think it's that. I think it's the microphone. So I'm going to figure that out real quick. What we're going to be doing though, before I start that, this is Jeff Landshark, going to be building them out, putting them together and assembling them. Just putting all the parts together that I sliced, and probably not painting it tonight or anything, but that's what I'm going to be doing. Alright, I'm going to figure out this mic issue, and yeah, so hold on. Alright, I think I figured I just had to scroll down. Alright. Got chat up. Let me know what questions you have, whatever you got. There it is. Alright. Okay, Jeff Landshark build. Here's what we're going to be doing. Turn the brightness up on this a little bit. Not too bright. There we go. Alright. Here we have his head. I'm going to work on getting the other side assembled as well. And here it is. Just gotta find all the pieces. There we go. So, these two pieces are gonna go together like so. This is the head of Jeff Landshark. It's gonna kind of go together like that. This is going to require some tape and some glue. I might solder it together on the back where you're not really going to see it, just to add some more strength to it. But we'll see. If you guys can hear me, just let me know. And if you can't, let me know as well, and I'll try to fix it. And if you're curious on how I got a full-size Jeff the Land Shark, I'll let you know. And I'll tell you what program I used to slice it and everything like that. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get some dowels. Just these little green pieces. They hold everything in place, kind of where I need it. So, right here, there's holes. And I'm just going to put the dowels in the holes. If you guys like 3D printing, other things like that, let me know. And subscribe, because I'm going to be doing a lot more of it. We're actually going to super glue that in. I'm going to be doing a lot more lives, I feel like. I like lives. Videos are fun and all, but I'm not a fan of all the editing that goes into them. Just kind of off the cuff type of guy. There we go. So we got a bunch of pieces here. There's 19 pieces to this build. They were all printed on my Bambu Labs X1C, printed in about a week straight of printing. Right now all I'm doing is just kind of gluing these pieces together. Again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know, and I will do my best to answer these questions. Can you guys hear me? I just need to make sure that we got that mic up and going and fixed. Just kind of making sure let me see if you guys can get this a little bit closer. Where those pins are, or those holes are, these dowels will go into, and so I'm just making sure they're obstruction free and that it's clear. It's going to go in like that. So that's what I'm doing right now, is just making sure they're all clear. Alright, so we got 2 in the back. One in the front. There we go. And then you just kind of push them together and hold them for a second. Gotta chin it like you're chinning a basketball and pivot. And while you're doing that, just make sure the sides are lined up. There's no overhangs or anything. The pins do a good job of getting it there, but you gotta do like the fine tuning at the very end. Make sure everything's good to go. And what I typically will do is I'll get some tape and I'll put the tape to hold it in place while I'm working on other pieces. And again, if you guys have any questions about 3D printing, let me know those questions. This was a small file, about 5 inches, about the size of a Funko Pop. I scaled it up in Luban, and then I cut it in individual slices to hold it all together. So again, Jeff the Land Shark started off small, scaled it up, cut it in a program, and now I have all these parts that I'm putting back together. I just turned on my volume to see if anybody can hear. Can you hear me? How long have you done 3D printing? I've been 3D printing since about 2017. Yeah, I've been printing since about 2017. I've been using all sorts of 3D printers. I've done a lot of Creality printers, but I switched over to Bambu because of their ease of use and things like that. I know there's been some stuff come out in the last few days about Bambu, but I still think they're good printers. Do you 3D print? What's up, Toad? Alright, I need to find my duct tape right there at my feet, and I'm going to hold that in place with it. And then I'm probably going to get a soldering iron and solder these two pieces of plastic together, kind of weld them together. Just need something to hold that up. What kind of printer do you use? And what's the largest thing you've ever printed? Do you have an A1? I do have an A1. I have two A1s. I got an A1 mini that's just right there on the floor that I kind of print small parts with. And then I have two X1Cs. Make sure that's lined up. What's up, Ghost? How's it going? Alright, so that's just what I'm doing right there on the back, is I just put that piece of tape right there to kind of hold it and give it some stabilization. So if you see me just finicking with something on the side, that's what I'm doing, is I'm putting tape right there. A1 or A1 mini, disregard the price. I'm going to go with A1. Just simply, they're the same machine, just one has a little bit larger build size. So if you don't care about the price, I would go with an A1. P1S AMS and a Cyber Sword. Sweet. Yeah, I was a little bit concerned when the stuff came out about Bambu this past week, but I've been talking to some other people, and I looked at it as well, and they also came out with an interview on The Verge. I don't know if you saw that, but I'm just not that concerned anymore. Maybe I should be, but I'm not. Like, the one thing that I was concerned with the most was I was worried that they were gonna, like, because they can read tags with AMS systems, I was worried that they were gonna do something like, you can only use our filament and that's it. That would be like my red line, kind of where I'm like, okay, this is not good. So that's where I stopped. I just realized I'm also streaming on TikTok, and I don't know if they can even hear me. So we're going to check real quick. How many grams? I think it costs about $100 in filament. I don't know how many grams it was exactly. Sweet, man. I'm excited to get that server up and going. That's going to be fun for the community, I think. And obviously, like, mod, you want to be a mod? I mean, I don't think I have enough people to necessitate a mod, but if you want to be a mod, by all means, be my mod. I'm just searching up my own name on TikTok to make sure you guys can hear me, and I doubt you can. All right, people on TikTok, can you hear me? No. None of them can hear me. Hold on, I'll be right back. All right, people on TikTok, can you hear me? None of them can hear me. Hold on, I'll be right back. All right. I just ended the live just because I didn't want to have to worry about it most of the time. What about school? Hold on. I'm behind on chat. All right. Yeah, I'm here. How many grams? Almost done with the server. Okay. Kind of stopped for a day because I'm trying to. You're trying to start up a 3D printing business? Sweet. What are you going to be doing? What type of filament? This is Sunlu filament. There's a little bit of Elegoo in there as well. Sunlu and Elegoo work really well. I just run it as bamboo filament. That's my setting, and it comes out really nice. Yes, I'd love to be a mod. Okay, sweet. You can be. You are the mod, man. Same here, because I don't have stuff to do during the day. What about school? Toad, what do you mean, what about school? And most of the time, snow. Yeah, that'd be perfect. That'd be great. Does Sunlu filament? No RFID tags or anything like that. So I just changed it on the machine myself. Sorry, I'm looking at my phone. I'm just trying to catch up on chat. Is the microphone a good distance away? Right here. Is that a good place for it? Can you guys hear me? Sweet. Alrighty. Looking for some pins that match. I think we got one. And we'll glue this together. I'm just making sure it fits right quick. So that's what we're going to be rocking with for a little bit. I'm not too concerned about the space or the gap or anything, because all you do is you fill that in after a little bit, and then you just sand it down, and you won't even see it anymore. So that's kind of the drawback with using glue band, is that you will have to sand a little bit more to hide those seams and stuff. But for the most part, once you do it a couple times, it's not too hard. What build plate? I use the gold PEI, but I'm looking at that Super Tack. That kind of interests me a little bit. No, it's not all assembled yet. This is just 4 of 19 pieces that I have assembled, or I'm getting assembled. I am going to plug in a soldering iron so I can just tack it together. If you've never soldered anything before, it's actually a really good way of doing it. So I'm gonna quickly find my soldering iron, and I'll be doing that real quick, soldering. Right there. Soldering iron. All right. Okay, if you guys have never used a soldering iron before, I suggest you get one that you can control the temperature on. The melting point of PLA is about 200 degrees. So I set it somewhere roughly around there because I don't want it to melt too quick that I punch through. I just want to melt it enough to hold it in place, and I'll show what I mean. It's not too difficult to do. This soldering iron, it's not on yet. This soldering iron has a little bit of a flat top to it, and so it will kind of smooth it out a little bit. Of course, this is a skill you got to kind of pick up. The more you do it, the better it gets. My first attempts at soldering were terrible, but as I've gone on, they've gotten better. So we're going to go ahead and set it. You just turn it on. And I'm going to set mine to, let's go 205. Okay, we're going to let that heat up. Put it right there. I might want to get a new soldering iron. Why is that? All right, so we're going to do this first. Make sure these pieces are together. Tell you what I need is some freaking duct tape. Oh. Yeah. No, if it's smoking, you definitely want to get a new one. I wouldn't use it. Gosh. All right, we're using it. Okay, so we're just going to place these two pieces together. Hey, if you guys can do me a favor, I have 5 people watching right now. Go ahead and hit that like button so it boosts this stream a little bit. I appreciate you guys commenting too. That makes this stuff seem a little bit more bearable when I have some people to talk to. Then it's just other than just me. But if you could, hit that like button. Dang, I just realized what I should have done first. I need to put glue in this before I solder. So we're going to peel it back. Just a little bit. Why do you think the YouTube algorithm sucks? Just because, or is there a specific reason? Dude, I swear I just had this off like 2 seconds ago, and now it's glued again. There we go. We're just gluing. I do have some 3D printing glue. Not the glue. Forgot the glue. I also misplaced my gloop, is what I usually use. But I'll find it. You should have 2K. See, the thing is, I don't think I'd make enough stuff to have 200K subscribers. I would love to have 200K subscribers, and hopefully I get there one day. But for right now, I'm good where I'm at, you know? We're building a community here, and that doesn't happen overnight. All right, let's do this. I mean, I have, you know, you guys hop in all the time. I'd rather have a few people hop in and, you know, stay the whole time than 200,000 people, and maybe I get, you know, 5 watching out of those 200,000. So it'd be the same. All right, let's get that. You know Zach Freeman? That's pretty cool. I actually love Voidstar Labs. That's like one of my favorite YouTube channels. He hasn't posted in a while. But that's one of my favorite channels is Voidstar. Do you know him personally, or he just lives in your area? Make sure that's all lined up the way it needs to be. Personally. Well, that's pretty cool. Okay, everything's lined up there. We're going to start soldering. I'm just going to do it, and then I'll show you what I have. We're going to do it this way first on a flat surface. Teacher's sister is his husband. Well, that's pretty cool. Donate a printer. Sorry for the light, I'm just adding some external. If you guys want like a tutorial or a video on welding 3D prints together, there are some out there, but I would be happy to make some as well. Like I said, there's going to be a little bit of, it's going to be off a little bit, but I'll fill it and I'll sand it and it will look fine. nice. An Orange Storm Giga. That would be an awesome 3D printer. I would have nowhere to put it besides my garage, but it'd be cool. So it doesn't, yeah, 800 by 800. Yeah, that's pretty big size. Doesn't Zach, I want to say doesn't he live in Colorado? Yo, what's my chat filter's on, show most messages with potential spam removed. Why? Make sure it's on all. Oh, all messages. Oh, there you go. It's on all. I don't have any Creality printers anymore. I got rid of mine. The one I used to have that like got me started and everything. So I started off with an Ender 3 Pro, and that was a really good learning machine. Not so much for printing or making anything cool, but after that I bought an Ender 5 Plus, which was a pretty big volume, and now I'm Bamboo. I would love to get more printers to review, but I don't want to have to buy them myself. So, being a teacher and all, I don't really want to buy 3D printers on my own money. But if a company wants to send me a 3D printer, I will review the crap out of it. All right, moment of truth. Let's see how it looks. Looks fine. All right. Let me show you what this looks like in the back. We're going to turn it off so I don't burn myself. Alright, so you can see right there, I joined that plastic, just melted the top. And yeah, so it's just melted together now, those two pieces. I have a 6'4" battle droid in my class. It's about 4 inches shorter than me. So it's pretty cool. I do want to make more life-size stuff. I think it's really fun to do because it blends more than just 3D printing. Like the assembly of it, adding new like techniques, kind of building those techniques. The only downside is it's kind of expensive on filament. But if you're just using the black filament, then it shouldn't be too expensive because that's the cheapest. If you're just gonna paint it, just use the cheapest. Doesn't matter. Am I a good engineer? What do you mean by that? Am I good at like mechanical work? Not really. I haven't really dabbled too much in that. Can I put some stuff together? Absolutely. But honestly, anybody can do that. I would say what I'm really, really good at is painting 3D prints. That's what I'm really good at that. All right. There's the head put together. We're going to keep going. Okay. Got to think what I want to do next. Probably these two pieces. These are the two front legs, or they're going to be the two front legs. Got dowels falling out. And so it's going to go something like this. Like that. Okay. These shouldn't be too hard to get together. Pretty straightforward. What I probably need to start doing is streaming on TikTok too. I need to make sure I can get that like chat up and going and my mic working on that, because TikTok does drive a lot of traffic through their app, and traffic is what I'm after. So I think that's what I need is more traffic. Need more cowbell. I do social studies, so like history, psychology, sociology, United States government, comparative government to other places. I can teach anything in social studies, like economics, whatever. Make sure these two line up good. Open super? I don't know, what does that even mean? Oh, I don't think I can do that yet. I have to get monetized to do so. I'm not monetized yet. I'm just under 4,000 hours of watch time. So just by you guys being here is helping me out quite a bit. And don't feel like you ever have to donate. Be cool if you did. Don't feel like you have to. So that's on the agenda for this year is to get monetized. You're gonna get a bot. I would donate 50, but it's all good, guys. No worries. I'm just happy you guys are here hanging out. Makes the time go by quick building these little projects. Tell you what, I do need to plug in real fast. I don't have an outlet. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. I have a light, and that's what I need. If you need your Yeah. What do you mean by that? Like, put my Discord link on YouTube, like in the description, or what do you mean? I'll show the channels. Okay. I will work on that. Yeah, for the members. Yeah, I'll get that up and going. All right, let's do this. Try to do it so you guys can see. But just start and then start moving. You don't need to go through the whole line, just enough to make sure it stays. So Ghost, before you mentioned you were a farmer. What do you farm? Load files on Maker. So this is a paid file. This is from Yosh Studios. You can find it on his Patreon. So I will not be loading these on MakerWorld because they're not mine. Cattle? Sweet. So is it your farm or you just work on a farm? And how much would you charge me for a whole, let's go, not a whole cow, but a half cow? How much? Make the most random thing ever. Yeah, I could. Link your maker one. Alright, next pieces. I think the next pieces are. So this goes on top. We don't want that yet. Goes on the side. This is the only part I don't like, is trying to decipher on where parts go, and you kind of gotta. I need to label it better. I would have 20 something boost switches around 20 bucks. Okay, none of those. A few hundred. Yeah, my brother has a deal with the farmer that's next to him. He just moved some pipe a little bit here and there during the summer, and he is paid in beef. And I'm like, I want that arrangement. I guess we could do that part. Yeah, why not? What's up, Jay? What state do you farm in? So do you like Big Ten football? Not really. My wife's family is really into Ohio State, so we cheer for them. I didn't really watch a whole lot of football. I played football in high school, but I played college basketball, and so that's what I mean. I don't really even like to watch college basketball, but that's what I did. Was I played college basketball. So I kind of like sports. They're fun. I like this better though. Sorry, I don't mean to look with my mouth open like a moron. When you're holding a hot object, can you... Yeah. I'll probably do that in a second. Just because I'm in the flow right now. Also, you can't see it, but got my 5,000 subscriber plaque right there. Pretty stoked about it. a little weird, dude. Don't tell people that. That's really awkward. I'm just going to take that out. It's a little weird. It's a little weird. Yeah, I saw that. People were telling me. So I'm going to be using CapCut. I'm just going to continue to use it. It's what I know. So we'll see what happens with it. Is it just part of... I don't know why they banned it in the first place. Is it part of that? Do all your own stuff and holiday stuff. Yeah. .3D printing for me is first and foremost a hobby. I like doing it and the process and things like that. But if I can make a little money off of it, it's nice. Because, like, you know, sometimes teaching does suck. It's whatever. So I like to come home and just kind of hang out, make stuff. This is fun to stream, talk to you guys, chill. Yeah, CapCut was made in China. Yeah. Dude, I didn't know he was joking. It made me feel weird. It was like, hey man, calm down. Speaking of China. So that's what the legs are going to look like right there. Yeah. Thank you. Hey, we're up to 6 viewers. That's what I'm talking about. If you guys are watching, hit that like button. I know that's kind of obnoxious for me to say all the time, but it just helps boost the algorithm to it. It'll help out my channel quite a bit if you guys do that. It'll show engagement and things like that. So please do that. So what I'm going to be doing with this Jeff the Land Shark is I am going to be doing a video game convention in August. I know that's a little bit of ways, but I don't want to stress myself out too much. But this is going to be like an advertisement. This is going to be something like, hey, this is what I can do. If you want something like that, then commission me and I can make you a full-size statue. Kind of like the same thing. That's my plan for my Battle Droid too. That's my advertisement. His name's Roger. Story time. We only got 4 people watching. I don't want to waste a story. I do have some good stories. I just don't want to waste all of them, you know? But there will be more story times, don't worry. Will I live stream the convention? Is that what you're asking? Sorry, Jay. Hey, didn't you work at McDonald's? You gotta have some stories. Let's hear some stories from you. If you're asking if I'm gonna live stream the convention, probably not. You need to be up and talking to people at a convention, kind of networking a little bit. And I mean, I guess I could set up my phone in such a way that I could do that. But it's you don't want to be on your phone. Like, you can be on your phone, but you don't want to be like in your phone 24/7 during a convention, because like I said, you need to be up and talking to people, because you never know who will bump into, what they'll ask. Professionalism. Well, let's hear the 2 stories. Give me one. Sorry if you guys, I just realized you might not be able to see. Sorry. I'll definitely document it here and there, and I'll make a video about it. For sure. Yeah, don't get me demonetized before I'm monetized. Number 1 rule. Alright, we're just kind of holding those pieces together. I don't know why that's doing that. It was just off a little bit. That's what I'm saying. I don't know why it's doing that. I don't know why it's off a little bit. So just take off the tape. Hit one of your coworkers. See, I hate people like that. They're just mean. And it's not like you guys are purposely doing it. Okay. Jumped over the counter. That is an athletic person jumping over a counter. So in my government class, we talk about the Bill of Rights and things like that. And one of the amendments talks about cruel and unusual punishments, and you're not allowed to do that. And I bring up the fact that, I don't know when it was, but within the last 5 years, a lady did something like that at a fast food place. And she threw the food at the workers and was just causing a huge disturbance. And so the judge, instead of throwing her in jail, because that's assault, you can't do that. Instead of putting her in jail, he gave her community service, and so she had to go work at that establishment for, I don't know, 3 months or something like that without pay. And so what I do in my classes, we have a discussion on, is that unusual? does that person have like grounds to fight that sentencing in the court system? Because it is a little odd, right? I stand by it. That's justice right there. While we're up here, I'm just going to do the feet as well. Do you use resin? Yeah, sometimes. If you really are looking to smooth out layer lines really quickly, just gloss over with a sponge paintbrush over your print. Let it smooth out a little bit, and then hit it with a UV light, and it will harden, and then you'll have 0 layer lines. I'll show you. I might do that on this one. We'll see. Alrighty. We're getting there. Next pieces. Let's do this. So the next piece is just this little guy right here, the back end. Yeah, I have a Elegoo Saturn. I was just looking at Uncle Jesse's video doing the Elegoo Saturn 16K or Elegoo Saturn Ultra 16K, whatever it is. Looked pretty good. Kind of a little leery of resin printers just because you got the extra precautions you have to take care of, or make sure you do. With filament and PLA, like there's really 0 risk, so that's why I like PLA. Even PETG is good. Little to no risk with that. Hey, up to 6 viewers. If you're just jumping in, we are currently making a Jeff the Land Shark. His body is right here. And I'm just kind of putting the base together, and then we're going to go put the top on. And I'm going to get this all together. We're not going to do any post-processing besides putting it together tonight. But like tomorrow night or the night before or night after, I will start filling in cracks, and I'll do that on stream so you guys can see it. Just making sure these are cleaned. One thing I need to do is clean my workshop up a little bit. Getting a little bit messy. Gosh, here, I'm just going to do this. This is a better idea. There's just like some gunk inside these holes right here where the dowels go. So I'm just going to hit it with a soldering iron and just kind of knock it down a little bit. Yeah, toy box. It's not really designed for anybody really besides kids. a sneaking suspicion that that's Taylor in chat right now, hitting a bunch of hearts. Well, that's you, Ghost. All right. Sorry for not crediting you appropriately. All right, got some more dowels in this right here. Should do the top. Sorry if that's loud. I can't do anything about that. But what I'll do is, guys, I'll move this. Put it right there. Oh, yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate the spams of emotes. Those are okay. Right there. I'm good, Epic. How are you, man? Just putting a land shark together. Yeah, all the pieces for Jeff are done. I'm just putting them together right now for tonight. And then I'll let the build sit and the glue will cure. And then I will paint soon. Probably post-processing is going to take a second on this thing, I think. But that's okay. It's content. Tell you what's the hard part is assembling it all together. Because it's alright if it's off a little bit, but you don't want it off too much because then you're going to have to correct a bunch in the sanding and the filling process. And so I'm trying to avoid that as much as possible. We're seeing how it goes though. Like that should go up right there. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I don't know. The painting, I'm interested to see how that goes. Just because it's such a large piece. Are you saying blob of death like where your hot end just has a bunch of plastic on it? Is that what you're referring to, the blob of death? No. What you need to do with that, just make sure you watch your first layer go down and make sure it's all good there. And then also make sure the bed is clean. Like if you're getting the blob of death, that means you're having bad bed adhesion. Just make sure your layer goes down good first before you leave, and then make sure your bed's clean from like oils on your hands and stuff like that. Yeah, glue stick works great. I'll show you what works great, and it's really cheap and it lasts a long time. Go get the crappiest hairspray from Amazon. This is, I don't know what this is, name brand. I think it's Aquanet. Go get the crappiest hairspray you can find, and that's going to be the best adhesive. Better than glue stick for sure. Goes on even. It dries rather quickly, and it's really cheap. So hairspray, crappiest hairspray you can find. Don't spray it in your printer. Take the bed out of your printer, then spray it. But once you get that done, you'll have no problems. No, we have not gotten any snow, but it's been like 20 degrees. It's been pretty cold. Typically where I live, we do get lots of snow. We get more snow up in the mountains. But we haven't got a lot down in the valley this year. But the mountains, all the ski resorts are open. They're fine. I'm in the Rocky Mountains. Close to Colorado, but not Colorado. Yeah, what you got? What question? Is it appropriate? Think that first before you ask. No, not Colorado. Yeah, I can make a tutorial on how to use Luban. That's fine. Give me a day or two, and I'll get that out and done. I kind of made a little tutorial on how to when I made the first Jeff Landshark video. When we're done here, feel free to go watch that. That might help you out. But yeah, I can do a more comprehensive one if you want. I actually have a friend that's actually a police officer in Denver. Don't know how he swings it, but he's there. Yes, I love living in the Rocky Mountains. For my freshman and sophomore year of high school, I actually moved down to Louisiana. And that was one of the things that sucked, is there were no mountains there. Lots of pine trees, but no mountains. Awesome. Yeah, no problem. I'm always happy to get suggestions on videos to make. It's just more content I can do. Dude, he is. I think he's like 6'11". We played on the same basketball team in college, and so that's why we're really good friends is because of college. But he has a truck. He's a big dude though. Funny. He's a really funny guy. All right, let's get this in. He's probably gonna go in my classroom for a little bit after I get him painted and everything, and then I'm gonna use him as an advertisement when I go do conventions to show people, hey, I can make this kind of stuff, life-size statues, things like that. If you're interested, you can commission me. Sunlu's pretty cheap. It's about $12 a kilo. Elegoo's also pretty cheap. Those are the two I would go with if you're looking for cheap filament that's very reliable. If you're looking for a little bit more expensive, Hatchbox is pretty good, really reliable, but you're paying a little bit more. Oh, dang it. I need my gloop, but I can't find my PLA gloop. All right, let's tape. We're gonna tape. Also, what grade do you teach? I teach high school. Originally, I was a police officer. Did not like that. Went to teaching. It's not too bad. Like it better than being a cop, so I've stayed. And I started off teaching junior high. Only taught junior high for 1 year, then I moved up to a high school. Yeah, I sell 3D prints a lot. Just make sure you're able to sell the file like it's allowed. I know allowed is kind of a loose term because people will be like, oh, who's gonna stop me? But just don't be lame, if that makes sense. Be chill. All right, there's Jeffrey. There's his little body. He's gonna have the tail go on this side and the head's gonna go on that side. We need more tape. Maybe solder first. I don't know. Probably more tape first and then solder. Being a cop was all right. I mean, it wasn't for me. It's a lot of paperwork. It can be a rewarding job, but also can be like the worst job ever. Just depends on what you get that day. I will say it's not fun people hating you just because, you know. What's this? The C4 detonator is on I almost call it Makerverse, Maker World. It's like it's like Thingiverse and Maker World mixed together. Next project, house. House? What does it even mean? You want me to make a house? Spoiler alert, I'm not going to build an entire house. So, do you guys like this kind of content, this kind of just stream, hang out, talk, I make something. Is that all right? Because if so, I'm happy to do this more often. Yes. All right. Okay, we're just going to make sure that that's good to go. You want me to make a house? Just a random house. Yeah, that's cool. All right. I'll make more content like this. That's fine. It's really easy. Just warming up this, and then we're going to go. So this gap is kind of large, and so I'm just going to take some PLA, and I'm just going to kind of like a TIG weld. I believe that's what it's called. So I'm going to put the plastic in there, and I'm going to melt it off, and then melt it inside the gap to kind of hold it there. So you just break off little bits, melt it inside the gaps to hold the two pieces together if they're too big. So all I'm doing is I'll melt it. Maybe. Come on. Melt it. Throw in the gap. And then I'll hold my solder on it for a little bit. My iron. All right, man. Take it easy, Ghost. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Have a good night. Hope your head feels better. Do you have a hot air gun? Yeah, I got a heat gun. I use it every now and then. Not too much, though. All right. What next? What next? I don't know if I want to do this quite yet. This is so much freaking plastic. I mean, we could do that. I kind of want to let the glue set, and maybe I should solder it a little bit more before I put that, because this is kind of heavy and kind of a concentrated weight. And so maybe what I'll do is I'll solder all these pieces together just to make sure they hold and stay. Taking a second to heat up. I will say a little bit larger point of contact would be a little bit easier for 3D printing with the soldering iron. Just because this little area kind of sucks to go over. But it's alright. The only thing I gotta kind of be aware of when using a soldering iron is on the edges. They can flare up a little bit and leave a little bit of a lip extending upwards. And so if your pieces need to be together, like tight, you just need to knock that back down a little bit. So that's what I'm just doing right now, is just knocking it back down. Pulling it over the fold. On the right of the stream is Uncle Jesse's. Yeah, that's the one I watched. It's pretty cool. So I messaged Uncle Jesse yesterday, and he got back to me. Just ask him about Bamboo Labs and things like that. What he thinks about what they're doing with their terms of sales and service and things. But it was pretty cool that he got back to me so fast. You know, that's one thing for me. Like, I only have 5,000 subscribers. He has, I think, 1 million. That's kind of cool that he got back. I think it's cool. All right. What's next? Does this go here? No. Where does that go? Probably right there. Yeah, feels like it. This part probably goes right. No. I'm missing a piece. Yeah. No, that doesn't go together. Like I said, the worst part about this is finding what goes where. I think that part goes right there. Yeah, that looks about right. So that means maybe this part goes right here. Yep. Hold up, I'll be back. All right. There we go. That's where we go. So we're just kind of placing it all together real quick. This is crazy. And this still does have a tail to go on. And a head. Look at that. It's amazing. I know the tail's not on yet, but it's still amazing. It's a beautiful thing. His name's Jeff. Sorry, I'm just making sure I'm back live. Jay, you still here? All right, so I'm just going to take this off. Kind of thinking what I want to do here first. I think I want to put the front piece on first. So that's what I'm going to do, is put those two front pieces on. So we'll take these off. We only have one dowel on this piece. I don't know how I messed that up, but I did. I'll figure it out. It's not too big of a deal, but it's just right there. And for some reason, the freaking glue gets like the lid gets glued on. And I have to work harder than I should to get it off. All right. Yeah, the Helldiver's helmet, I need to paint it. I haven't painted it yet. It's been a minute. We're just making sure it's where it's supposed to be. Lined up. What I really care about is the front, where people are going to be looking. You can have little imperfections other places, but you want to make sure where people's eyes are good. If that makes sense. All right, we're going to start taping. That looks pretty cool on camera. I'm just looking at it right now. The only down thing that I wish I had was my gloop. That's the only thing I really wish I had right now. Oop, could have been bad. Popped out. Oh no. Infinite filament prints that never fall. What does that mean? Tell you what's going to be difficult is the tell. The tell is going to be tough to get. Or prints that never... Oh, I get what you're saying. I didn't see the or. I'm going to go infinite filament. Because honestly, stuff fails, but it doesn't happen too often. So that's not something I'm like really concerned with. But I would love filament. All right, let's get this next little bit on. I did not want to do that yet. Wanted to solder it first and then do that. Gotta let it warm up. This is a pretty fun little build. It's a lot larger than I thought it would be. It's fun though. What do you mean didn't fit? They all fit together. I'm just soldering the head to the body. I wanted to do that first before I glued the other part on. So I took it off. Hello again, Epic. there's one piece on. And relatively aligned as well. Just gonna solder that together. You think you're going to work on that tutorial this weekend? Yeah, I can work on a Luban. Like, what specifically are you like looking for? Just the whole setup and start and all that, or what? Whole thing? All right, I can do a little tutorial start to finish. I couldn't really follow that. Oh, you got lost quick. I'll slow down. I was going kind of quick because it was more so just like a Jeff the Land Shark. It wasn't really a Luban specific one. But I'll slow down. Do you have Luban already installed and downloaded? And are you able to like open it and stuff? How am I not tired? It's 9:35. I usually don't go to sleep till about 10. But that's been my schedule for a long time now. As I wake up at like 5:30, and I go to work, and then I go to sleep at 10 o'clock. That's what you do. Especially if I want to make content, I gotta be doing it now because when my kids are awake, I'm not making content. I'm hanging out with them. Just gonna hurry and solder that together. It's 11:30 here. Yeah, you East Coast? Or not East Coast. You're only like an hour ahead. Not an hour. Yeah, you're East Coast. Yeah. Central. Nice. Ontario. Sweet. What do you think about your new prime minister? Or he's not, I don't know if he's technically prime minister yet, the Pierre guy. Yeah, he sounds like he's got a lot of good ideas. How do you say his last name? Is it Polyev? Polyev? Pierre Polyev? Sounds right. So, I don't know. We're going to have to fill some gaps and things, but not leaving until it's done. Well, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Like I said, I'm just getting it all assembled tonight, and then I'll sand and stuff on the next stream, and then I'll probably paint off stream, and I'll add little details and stuff. But we got a little ways to go. Okay. What's going on there? bed. Yeah, hey, thanks for dropping by. I appreciate you. All right, now we're gonna fix that. All right, we're running into a bit of an issue here. This does not line up with the front. So, I don't know if we're going to be able to fix that. I might have to do some like major sanding to get that down. But I think that's what we're going to have to do because it lines up everywhere. Everywhere else except right there. What on earth happened there? Oh, hold on. All right, maybe what we should do is put the back on. Like so. Make sure that's fine. For big jobs like this, I just use spray paint. Rust-Oleum works great. You just have to make sure you put primer on it. And once the primer is on, it'll be fine. Man, what the heck? Might have to take the head off. Which I don't really want to, but I think we're gonna have to. Just because of that one spot's not lining up. And I don't want to have to sand that whole thing down. So we're gonna take it off. We're still good. And then we're gonna build from the back up. So the glue wasn't all the way wet yet, so that or dried yet, so that's good. That's the good thing. All right. Okay. Let's get this together. Really good paints if you're doing small prints. Army Painter, those are pretty good paints. They're expensive, but they're good. Alright, what the heck? What's going on here? I think I'm gonna attach these two together first. Make sure they're level. And then we'll work from there. Yeah. paints are kind of like a personal preference of what you like to do. I'd experiment with a few things if you haven't ever painted anything before. Go pick out a couple. Probably start off cheaper rather than more expensive, because you're going to screw up a little bit and mess up, and so you don't want to waste the good paints. But that's my advice. Alright. If you want some good paint tutorial videos, okay, well, I appreciate you calling me white noise. I'll take it as a compliment. A second army painter. Yeah. Dan, out of nowhere. Army. Welcome to the stream. If you want some good painting videos, go watch miniature painting videos of like Warhammer, things like that. They'll give you some great techniques to work with. Dan, have you ever... I don't think I've ever seen your name. Have you commented in here before? And if not, welcome. No, I'm not talking about you, Todd. I'm talking about Dan. Dan Rich, the guy who just commented out of nowhere. Like an RKO. Been in and out a few times. Well, hey, I appreciate you. Appreciate you being here. Okay. I guess that's how it is. I don't know what the deal is with this head, but we'll see. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, no, I don't. It's just off. I'll have to do something about it. It's just weird. That fits fine, that side. Maybe. Maybe not. So I think what we need to do is push them forward a little bit more. Maybe. Does that look on sides? Terrible. Yeah, I don't know what this is about. I don't know. You guys can't really see it, but there is a lip right here. Like, it doesn't match up. Like, it's goes where it's supposed to go, but it's not being good. So I'm wondering if I need to have. See, that lines up, but then there's not too bad of a gap there. Pretty big gap on that side. To be honest with you. Yeah, I can explain a model and everything of how I upsized it. Kind of struggling right now, but I can explain how I did it. Because I definitely don't want to have this face or anything split up, because this is where people are going to be looking. This right here is a little bit different of a story. I'm wondering if I can sand it down and then fill it together. I think that's what I'm going to have to do, is just sand down and then fill it. We'll see how that goes. Because there's, I mean, it's not massive, but it's like noticeable. So I think that's what we're going to do, is sand down. We're going to put it together. We're going to sand it down, and we're going to fill it back in. So we got to make sure all the pieces are back together, because I took this apart. What I'm tempted to do, I don't know if you guys just heard me, but what I'm tempted to do is I could knock this down with a soldering iron or some heat, just this area, and then sand it and make it look passable. I think that's what I'm going to have to do. Yeah, it's weird. Sometimes files don't line up all the way, I guess. That's okay. We'll make it work. Just a little annoying. And in all honesty, it's probably more my fault than the program and the printer's fault, but oh well. Let's go make sure that side's good. Being honest, I'm probably going to hop off after I get this on, because I'm getting kind of tired and I don't want to get sloppy. Place it on. Make sure this is lined up. Then tape it. Popping in, or if you've been here for a while, don't forget to like and subscribe. Help boost my content to people. I will be doing more live streams, probably more often. Just kind of like this, just come hang out, watch me build stuff. ask questions, do whatever you want. It's kind of the goal of the channel. I do have a TikTok. It's pretty much the same thing as my YouTube, but it's just queso builds. Same thing. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do something about that. I'm running out of glue too, so maybe this is a good stopping point. So we're going to tape these two things together and then probably call it good. I'm using tape and glue, more so just to kind of hold stuff together and where I want it. Kind of got a little bit messy right there, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, that's where we're gonna leave it for tonight. There is our Jeff the Land Shark build thus far. I'll probably put the rest of it together off stream tomorrow, or maybe on stream. If you guys want to see a stream of it, let me know, and I will gladly stream it for you. But if not, I'll do it off stream. Okay, so that's where we're gonna leave it. There's our sweet boy Jeff. Okay, well, I'll move this to the side. I appreciate you guys dropping in, hanging out with me for the last couple hours. He is smiling. Jeff's always smiling. Right before he does his alt that just craps on the entire lobby. But yeah, I'll be on tomorrow if you guys want. Just let me know down below in the description, or not description, in the comments. See, I'm kind of tired too. I'll put the rest together and I'll kind of think of some ideas of what I could do to hide these bad seams a little bit more. But I appreciate you guys coming in, hanging out with me, just kind of chilling. Any questions you have, let me know. But other than that, have a good night. I'll see y'all tomorrow, most likely. Catch you later.